Some motorcycles spend more time in your garage than on the road. Shops love those ones. Parts suppliers too. Everyone profits, except you. But there's a short list of motorcycles that mechanics quietly dread. Not because they're complicated, because they never show up for repairs. Owners ride them hard, ignore them almost completely, and they just refuse to break down. 14 of them exist, and today every single one gets exposed. Some of these will surprise you. One of them will change how you buy motorcycles forever. And if your motorcycle is not on this list, you better sell it and buy one of these. Number 14. The Kawasaki Ninja 400. We start this countdown with a motorcycle that endures the most severe abuse of any category on the planet, the entry-level sport bike. Beginners purchase them as their first machines, redline the engines before the oil reaches operating temperature, miss gear shifts and drop them in concrete parking lots. Yet the Kawasaki Ninja 400 survives this brutal punishment year after year. The tech specs focus on high revving durability. It utilizes a 399cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine with dual overhead camshafts. It produces 44 horsepower and 28 pound-feet of torque. It weighs a nimble 366 pounds fueled. The aerodynamic fuel tank holds 3.7 gallons, offering a touring range exceeding 200 miles. The ergonomics are surprisingly accommodating. Unlike aggressive, hunched-over super sports, the Ninja 400 features raised clip-on handlebars and a low 30.9-inch seat height. It provides an upright, relaxed commuting posture that does not destroy your lower back. Kawasaki ensured this engine would survive novice riders by utilizing sleeveless die-cast aluminum cylinders. Instead of pressing heavy steel sleeves into the block, engineers coated the bare aluminum cylinder walls with a hard alumite coating. This aerospace-grade material dissipates heat faster than traditional steel and provides superior wear resistance against the rapid, high-speed piston movements. The track record of this engine in Global Racing Series proves it can run at redline all day without exploding. Early 2018 models suffered from weak clutch springs, leading to clutch slip under hard acceleration. Ensure the previous owner upgraded to heavy-duty aftermarket springs. New prices command $5,299. Used prices sit around $3,800. The Ninja survives the track, but crossing continents requires a larger, proven V-twin. The adventure machine at number 13 possesses an engine that Suzuki refuses to kill because it is mechanically flawless. Number 13. The Suzuki V-Strom 650. When adventure riders want to cross the globe without spending $20,000 on a German supercomputer, they buy the Suzuki V-Strom 650. Affectionately known as the V-Strom, it is a rolling monument to the philosophy of if it is not broken, do not fix it. The tech specs deliver pure, uninterrupted momentum. It features a 645cc liquid-cooled 90-degree V-twin engine. It produces 70 horsepower and 46 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 470 pounds wet. The massive steel tank holds 5.3 gallons, yielding over 250 miles of range between fuel stops. The ergonomics define long-distance supremacy. The seating position is perfectly neutral. You sit in the motorcycle rather than on it, surrounded by a massive aerodynamic fairing and a tall windscreen that completely isolates you from wind fatigue. The wide, upright handlebars provide immense leverage for tight, low-speed maneuvers. Suzuki introduced this exact V-twin architecture in 1999. Over 2 decades, they have eradicated every single mechanical flaw. The 90-degree V-twin features perfect primary balance. The pistons cancel out each other's vibrations, meaning the engine requires no heavy, power-robbing counterbalancer shafts. Less moving parts equal less friction, less heat, and less failure. The track record of the V-Strom includes couriers and global overland travelers routinely documenting 150,000 miles on the original engine internals. On models produced prior to 2012, the stator, the internal alternator, was prone to overheating and burning out if the rider ran too many high-draw electrical accessories like heated gear and auxiliary lights. New prices demand $8,999. Used prices define ultimate value, sitting firmly around $4,000. The V-Strom conquers the highway, But if you want to disappear into the woods on a machine that requires the maintenance schedule of a lawnmower, number 12 is an agricultural miracle. Number 12, the Yamaha XT250. The dual sport market overflows with high-maintenance European dirt bikes that require full engine rebuilds every 100 hours. The Yamaha XT250 ignores those maintenance schedules entirely. Yamaha built a machine designed to cross a mountain range without a single coolant leak because Yamaha eliminated the coolant system from the blueprints. The tech specs define rugged capability. It utilizes a 249cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine with a single overhead camshaft. It produces 18 horsepower and 14 pound-feet of torque. It weighs a feather-light 291 pounds fueled. The steel tank holds 2.6 gallons, providing a highway range approaching 150 miles. The ergonomics are perfectly suited for beginners and trail explorers. It features a low 31.9-inch seat height, allowing almost any rider to confidently flat-foot the dirt when navigating treacherous terrain. The narrow chassis allows you to seamlessly stand on the foot pegs and grip the tank with your knees. The engineering secret behind its unbreakable nature lies in the lack of thermal and kinetic stress. The engine utilizes an incredibly low compression ratio of 9.5 to 1. Low compression means the internal explosions place zero severe stress on the piston rings, the cylinder walls, and the head gasket. The engine refuses to run hot, even when crawling over rock gardens at walking speeds in the dead of summer. It utilizes forged pistons and a ceramic composite-plated cylinder that dissipates heat instantly. Its track record includes being the chosen vehicle for massive fleet training schools because novice riders cannot destroy it. Because the exhaust system uses cheap painted steel rather than stainless, it is highly prone to surface rust if parked outside in damp climates. New prices sit at $5,399. Used prices hover around $3,500. You buy this machine once and it never dies. The XT250 survives the dirt, but the commuter bike at number 11 uses a car engine cut in half to achieve extreme highway efficiency. Prepare yourself. Number 11, the Honda NC750X. If the previous bikes were exotic supercars, the Honda NC750X is a bulletproof diesel truck. Honda engineered this motorcycle to be the absolute most practical, efficient, and logical two-wheeled vehicle on the planet. The tech specs focus on low-stress endurance. It features a 745cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine. It produces 58 horsepower and 51 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 474 pounds fueled. The tank holds 3.7 gallons, but the engine routinely achieves 70 miles per gallon, offering an incredible range approaching 250 miles. The ergonomics provide the ultimate commuter posture. It features a completely upright seating position, mid-mount foot pegs, and wide handlebars. But the true genius is the packaging. Honda took the heavy gas tank and moved it under the passenger seat to lower the center of gravity. Where the gas tank normally sits, there is a massive storage compartment that swallows a full-face helmet or a bag of groceries. If you purchase the dual-clutch transmission, DCT automatic version, watch out for previous owners who neglected the secondary clutch oil filter. The automatic transmission requires precise fluid maintenance to shift smoothly. New prices demand $9,499. Used prices sit between $5,000 and $7,000. We are entering the cruiser and street fighter segments. Are you currently riding a high-maintenance nightmare that drains your bank account? Tell me in the comments what you ride today. And if you demand honest automotive engineering reviews without the dealership fluff, click that subscribe button. Let us continue the countdown. Number 10, the Kawasaki Vulcan 900. Kawasaki has been quietly building one of the most underrated, indestructible long-distance cruisers in the market. The Vulcan 900 is the machine that proves traditional aesthetics can hide modern, bulletproof engineering. The tech specs define rugged capability. Produced from 2006 onward, this liquid-cooled, fuel-injected, 50-degree V-twin displaces 903cc and produces 50 horsepower and 58 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 560 pounds fueled. The steel tank holds 5.3 gallons, providing a highway range exceeding 200 miles. The ergonomics deliver pure boulevard comfort. The stepped two-up seat, wide pullback handlebar, and forward-mounted floorboards create a touring comfort level that rivals machines costing 3 times the price. The seat height is an incredibly low 26.8 inches. New prices command $9,399. Used prices drop to $4,000 for pristine examples. It provides apocalypse-ready cruising. The Vulcan owns the Boulevard, but the Street Fighter at number 9 utilizes an engine that dominated club racing for 2 decades. It is an engineering masterpiece. Number 9, the Suzuki SV650. When Suzuki launched the SV650 in 1999, they accidentally created the perfect motorcycle. It was designed as a budget middleweight commuter, but the chassis and engine were so mechanically brilliant that it became the undisputed king of club-level road racing. It refuses to die under maximum track abuse. The tech specs deliver brutal, unrelenting torque. It features a 645cc liquid-cooled 90-degree V-twin engine. It produces 75 horsepower and 47 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 432 pounds fueled. The sculpted tank holds 3.8 gallons. The ergonomics vary by generation. The naked versions provide a standard, slightly aggressive upright posture, while the S models feature lower clip-on handlebars for a super sport tuck. The narrow width of the V-twin engine allows the rider's knees to grip the tank perfectly, providing a feeling of absolute control and integration with the machine. Suzuki overbuilt the bottom end of this engine to withstand monumental forces. The crankshaft utilizes massive forged steel journals. The cylinders utilize SCEM, Suzuki Composite Electrochemical Material. This proprietary nickel phosphorus silicon carbide coating provides outstanding heat transfer and allows for incredibly tight piston-to-cylinder clearances. New prices demand $7,399. Used prices sit in the absolute bargain basement at $3,000. The SV650 dominates the track, but Honda built a parallel twin that dominates the entire globe. Number 8 is the definition of global transport. Number 8, the Honda CB500X and NX500. Honda needed a global platform. They needed an engine that could be bolted into a sport bike, a cruiser, a naked bike, and an adventure bike, and sold in every single country on Earth without failing. They engineered the 471cc parallel twin and dropped it into the CB500X, recently rebranded as the NX500. It is an unstoppable force of logic. The tech specs focus on accessible power. It produces 47 horsepower and 32 pound-feet of torque. It transfers power through a smooth 6-speed gearbox equipped with a slip-and-assist clutch. It weighs 430 pounds. The tank holds 4.6 gallons, offering a staggering touring range exceeding 250 miles. The ergonomics are utterly flawless for riders of all heights. The seat height is an accessible 32.8 inches. The tall, wide handlebars and upright adventure posture completely eliminate tension in the rider's wrists and neck, allowing for 8-hour days in the saddle without fatigue. The engineering genius is in the under-stressed nature of the components. The engine architecture shares its bore size and piston shape with the legendary Honda CBR600RR Superbike, but it spins at half the speed. The suspension seals on early models were prone to weeping if subjected to heavy, aggressive off-road jumping. This bike is a gravel road tourer, not a motocross machine. New prices sit at $7,399. Used prices command $5,000. The Honda offers smooth efficiency, but Yamaha built a twin-cylinder street fighter that delivers pure, unadulterated hooligan aggression without sacrificing reliability. Number 7 is a masterpiece of torque. Number 7, the Yamaha MT-07 FC07. Following the 2008 financial crisis, the motorcycle industry was struggling. In 2014, Yamaha unleashed the MT-07. It was affordable, lightweight, and possessed an engine character that completely embarrassed the competition. It became the best-selling motorcycle in Europe because it delivers pure mechanical joy with zero repair anxiety. The tech specs define the ultimate power-to-weight ratio. It features the legendary CP2600 89cc liquid-cooled parallel twin engine, producing 74 horsepower and 50 pound-feet of torque. The critical metric is the weight. It weighs an incredibly light 403 pounds wet. The fuel tank holds 3.7 gallons. The ergonomics are perfectly tuned for urban combat. The narrow chassis allows riders to easily grip the tank with their knees, while the upright, wide handlebars provide massive leverage for dodging city traffic and executing precise, low-speed maneuvers. The reliability centers entirely on the cross-plane concept engine. The CP2 utilizes a 270-degree crankshaft. Previous owners completely neglected the throttle body synchronization. If the bike idles roughly or surges at low speeds, the throttle bodies are out of sync. A simple maintenance procedure often ignored by novice mechanics. New prices sit at $8,199. Used prices command $5,000. The MT-07 dominates the city, but if you want to cross continents at triple-digit speeds while listening to an engine that sounds like a supercharged race car, you must experience the exotic V4 at number 6. We are crossing into legendary territory. If you have ever owned an unbreakable Japanese machine, drop a comment below and tell me how many miles are on the odometer. And do not forget to subscribe so you never miss another high-octane breakdown. Let us look at the immortals. Number 6, the Honda FJR1300 Interceptor. Honda possesses a storied history with V4 engine configurations. The 5th and 6th generations of the Honda FJR1300 Interceptor stand as the absolute crown jewels of reliable sport touring motorcycles. It offers superbike handling, all-day ergonomic comfort, and an engine design that professional mechanics consider mathematically flawless. The tech specs highlight mechanical brilliance. It utilizes a 781cc liquid-cooled, 90-degree V4 engine. It produces 104 horsepower and 59 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 540 pounds fueled. The beautifully sculpted tank holds 5.8 gallons. The ergonomics offer the perfect compromise between aggression and comfort. The clip-on handlebars are mounted high above the top triple clamp, and the foot pegs are set low. You lean forward just enough to fight the wind blast at highway speeds, but your lower back remains perfectly straight. The regulator/rectifier is the Achilles heel of this era of Honda. The R/R overheats and burns out, draining the battery and leaving you stranded. Ensure an aftermarket, heavy-duty MOSFET regulator has been installed. Used prices offer exotic engineering for standard prices. You can locate pristine examples for $4,000. The Interceptor offers gear-driven precision on the asphalt, but conquering barren deserts requires abandoning liquid cooling altogether. The machine at number 5 uses engine oil as armor. Number 5, the Suzuki DR650. When riders plan to cross the Sahara Desert or the Mongolian steppe, they do not want complex, fragile electronics. They buy the Suzuki DR650. It stands as a monument to raw, unfiltered mechanical endurance. It lacks refinement, it lacks top speed, and it lacks modern aesthetic beauty, but it possesses an immortal soul. The tech specs define transcontinental dirt dominance. It utilizes a 644cc air and oil-cooled single-cylinder engine. It produces 46 horsepower and 42 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 366 pounds fueled. The steel tank holds 3.4 gallons. The ergonomics are pure dirt bike. A tall, flat seat allows the rider to slide forward for cornering or backward for highway cruising. The wide, tubular handlebars provide the necessary leverage to wrestle the front wheel out of deep sand and muddy ruts. The neutral sending unit, screws located behind the clutch basket, are known to vibrate loose over time, falling into the engine and destroying the gears. Ensure the previous owner removed the clutch cover and applied permanent thread locker to these two tiny screws. New prices command $7,000. Used prices drop to $4,000. The DR650 survives the desert, but the post-apocalyptic tractor at number 4 is so incredibly tough that the United States military adopted it for combat use. Keep reading. Number 4. The Kawasaki KLR650. When the world ends, the only things left moving will be cockroaches and the Kawasaki KLR650. It stands as the unkillable workhorse of the dual sport world. Riders select this machine to cross the Andes Mountains because a mechanic can literally fix it with a rock, a wrench, and duct tape. The tech specs define farm equipment durability. The classic generation utilizes a 652cc liquid-cooled single-cylinder engine. It produces 40 horsepower and 39 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 460 pounds fueled. The massive metal tank holds 6.1 gallons, yielding over 250 miles of off-road range. The ergonomics are sprawling and comfortable. Unlike cramped dirt bikes, the KLR features a massive plush seat and a front fairing that blocks the wind, allowing for 500-mile days on the highway before hitting the dirt trails. New fuel-injected models sit at $6,900. Used carbureted models hover around $3,000. The KLR survives the apocalypse, but the touring yacht at number 3 features an engine built to withstand 100,000 miles of full-throttle highway pursuit. Before we dive into our top 3, tell us, do you agree with me, or is there a bike that we missed? Let us know in the comments. Number 3, the Yamaha FJR1300. The Iron Butt Association consists of elite riders who cross the United States in a matter of days. Their absolute weapon of choice is the Yamaha FJR1300. It represents the global benchmark for sport touring endurance. Yamaha engineered a motorcycle that provides superbike acceleration wrapped in a chassis capable of outliving most passenger cars. The tech specs deliver transcontinental touring capability. It features a 1,298cc liquid-cooled inline-4 engine. It produces 141 horsepower and 99 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 642 pounds fueled. The massive fuel tank holds 6.6 gallons, providing a touring range of 250 miles. The ergonomics define absolute supremacy. You sit in a perfectly neutral, upright posture. The electronic windscreen raises and lowers at the push of a button to create a silent bubble of air, while the adjustable seat height accommodates riders of all sizes. The FJR utilizes a specialized slant block engine design. The engine block utilizes thick aluminum walls to prevent thermal warping under sustained high-speed touring loads. The gearbox utilizes a massive, overbuilt cassette-style design. On models produced between 2006 and 2009, the spider grounding harness wire could overheat and melt, causing electrical failure. Yamaha issued a massive factory recall to fix this, so ensure the recall service was performed on older models. Used prices define the sport touring value proposition. You can purchase a well-maintained used FJR for $5,000. The FJR masters the asphalt, but the Touring Titan at number 2 features a flat 6-car engine that routinely runs for 500,000 miles. Prepare for ultimate luxury. Number 2, the Honda Goldwing GL1800. When motorcyclists discuss long-term reliability, every single conversation eventually leads to the Honda Goldwing. Honda engineered this machine to cross continents in supreme luxury, carrying 2 people and hundreds of pounds of luggage. To achieve this, they bypassed traditional motorcycle engine architectures entirely and built a scaled-down automotive engine for a 2-wheeled chassis. The tech specs shatter motorcycle norms. The 5th-generation model utilizes a 1,832cc liquid-cooled flat-6 engine. It produces 118 horsepower and 125 pound-feet of torque. It weighs 900 pounds fueled. The massive tank holds 6.6 gallons. The ergonomics rival a premium luxury automobile. The rider and passenger sit in deeply contoured, heated bucket seats. It features an integrated audio system, cruise control, and floorboards that allow you to shift your weight effortlessly during 12-hour riding days. The flat-6 engine design places 3 cylinders on the left side and 3 cylinders on the right side, horizontally opposed. When the pistons fire, their opposing directional forces cancel each other out perfectly within the massive engine block. The engine produces 0 noticeable vibration at the handlebars. Because the massive displacement generates such overwhelming torque, the engine cruises at highway speeds of 70 miles per hour while spinning at a mere 2,500 revolutions per minute. While the engine is immortal, the sheer weight of the motorcycle completely destroys the front and rear suspension components by 50,000 miles. Ensure you budget for an aftermarket suspension upgrade if buying a high-mileage example. New prices demand $25,000. Used prices offer insane value, with high-mileage examples selling for $6,000. The Goldwing provides ultimate luxury, but the #1 motorcycle on this list stands as the most produced motor vehicle in the history of human manufacturing. The numbers defy logic. Number 1. The Honda Super Cub. We reach the summit. The #1 most reliable, indestructible motorized vehicle ever created by mankind is the Honda Super Cub. Honda sold over 100 million units of this specific machine since its inception. It mobilized entire developing nations. Owners overload them with 5 family members, strap livestock to the cargo racks, and run the engines without performing an oil change for years. The Super Cub refuses to die. The tech specs define brilliant simplicity. Traditional models feature a 125cc air-cooled single-cylinder engine. It produces 9 horsepower. It weighs a featherlight 240 pounds. The underseat fuel tank holds 1 gallon, yielding a fuel economy rating exceeding 100 miles per gallon. The ergonomics are utterly approachable. The step-through frame design allows anyone wearing any type of clothing to simply step onto the floorboards and sit upright in total comfort, making it the ultimate urban delivery and commuting vehicle. The engine lies horizontally in the frame rather than standing vertically. This horizontal placement exposes the entire cylinder head to maximum cooling airflow coming directly from the front tire, preventing the engine from ever overheating in dense, slow-moving city traffic. The transmission utilizes an automatic centrifugal clutch mechanism. You step on the gear lever with your foot, and the internal clutch automatically engages. No manual clutch lever exists, entirely eliminating the possibility of burnt clutch plates caused by novice riders slipping the clutch. The drive chain sits inside a fully enclosed metal case. This protective case shields the moving chain from abrasive dirt, rainwater, and corrosive road salt, extending the life of the metal sprockets indefinitely. During famous television endurance tests, mechanics drained the synthetic engine oil and replaced it with USD cooking oil sourced from a restaurant. The engine ran without a single stutter. They dropped the motorcycle from the roof of a 2-story building. The plastic fairings shattered upon impact with the pavement, but the steel frame remained intact, and the engine started on the very first kick of the lever. Absolutely nothing except ensuring there is actual oil inside the crankcase. New modern prices sit at $3,800. Used vintage prices command $2,000. It stands as the absolute pinnacle of Japanese engineering triumph and global mobility. Also, don't forget to click the video on your left. Let's the adventure. Stay prepared, respect the mechanics, keep the rubber side down, and we will catch you in the next one.